Good morning, beloveds. Okay. Oh, so kind of a. It was a good day in the park. There were blue jays. Did I get good pictures of any of them? They were kind of snatch and grabs today. Uh, but we saw the woodpeckers, and I may have gotten a couple of good pictures of the woodpeckers. And then when we first got there was this bluebird, like literally blue bird, red breast. Whether or not I got any good pictures of him, I don't know. There were a bunch of interesting birds in the park today. So, including I think we saw a pair of hawks, and as usual, lots of squirrels. So, yeah, had a good time. Had a good time. All right, it is March 11th. Our title is Trusting the Universe. Our first quote is, "For everyone that asketh receiveth, and they that seeketh findeth, and to them that knocketh it shall be opened." And that is Luke 11:10. Second quote is, "When we learn to trust the universe, we shall be happy, prosperous, and well." And that is Science of Mind, page 33. Always, God is the answer. In divine love and wisdom are the answers to all of our problems. Let your prayer or treatment awaken within you the acceptance of the answer to take the place of the problem. You should expect to receive, and then should accept now a perfect working out of whatever troubles you hear. Say, in a consciousness of divine oneness, I now speak my word for the resolving of the particular problem that concerns me. No need is too small or too great for the infinite intelligence to meet. I turn my attention to that inner source and receive its guiding action. Whether your problem is one that concerns your personal health or decisions regarding your business affairs or the welfare of members of your family, always God is the answer. Always there is divine wisdom to make right and sure your way when you choose to permit it and follow it. Continue to know then that there is no power opposed to God. There is no truth outside of God. Now quietly release your word and bless it unto its accomplishment. It will go on working for you, and you will know what your answer is at the right moment and in the right manner. Nothing can impede the right action that follows for me as a result of this positive word of faith. I contemplate now the perfect picture of its outward expression. I enter into the joy of it. My trust in God is unshakable. And that is C.C. Craig Carter. All right. I'm going to go back to his statement. I think it's a little heavy for me, but that's just me. So it's like, if you like it, great. And if not, change whatever words you need. So I just need you to clean my glasses. The light in here is pretty good though, so I might. Yeah, I could almost do it without the glasses. Okay. In a consciousness of divine oneness, I now speak my word for the resolving of the particular problem that concerns me. No need is too small or too great for the infinite intelligence to meet. I turn my attention to that inner source and receive its guiding action. So, in consciousness of divine oneness, basically, there's one power. The mind that I use is the same mind that is the infinite mind. And whatever problem or challenge that I have right now, the answer already exists in the mind of the one. Therefore, all I need to do is be willing, open and willing to receiving it. And I like that he puts in there that no need is too great or small. I've had many conversations with prac students over the years where they're like, but because while you're in practitioner training, you have to have one paid session a semester. And it's for a couple of reasons. It's one, to kind of see the inner workings, and they want you to use a different practitioner every time. So you see the various different styles so that you can develop your own style. And so I've had practitioners, they're like, well, I need a prac session. And it's like, okay. And they're like, but I don't have anything I need to. That's okay. There's nothing too great and there's nothing too small for the infinite. I may not be the perfect practitioner for whatever it is that you are seeking, but there's nothing too small. If you want to treat for the, if you want to treat for a hangnail, then you can treat for a hangnail. They can be very painful, I understand. So, because I've had them before. So, there is nothing too big or too small for the infinite, and everything already exists in the infinite. So whatever challenge you are working with, the answer already exists. That's the good news. And you're kind of like, but yeah, because there's no time. The best thing about the infinite is it's not bound by time and space. So your answer can be right here, right now. Now, depending on your willingness to accept it, it may take a little bit of time to manifest, but there's nothing too great or too small. So, in a consciousness of divine oneness, nothing is too great or small. The answer to my challenge already exists, and there's nothing. I'm not sure that I could word it much better than that. It did seem a bit of a mouthful, but when you go back and look at it, no. And if there's any word in there that doesn't resonate with you, then change it. That is the absolute amazing thing about the science of mind, is it's not necessarily the words that matter. It's the words that evoke the feeling that matters. So whatever feeling, whatever you're going for, you choose the words that evoke the feeling. And if somebody else's words work, then great. And if not, you choose your own. Sharon, when Sharon does her, when she would do the closing pod prayer at the end of service, that she would say, feel free to use these words as your own. And I say it regularly. Feel free to use these words as your own or change them. It's like, that's the point of reading these things. It's like, if these words resonate with you, please use them. And if they don't, change the ones that don't. And if they don't resonate at all, then, you've heard the outline, then write your own. And that's the really cool thing. It's up to you. It's up to you. It is firmly within your grasp. And if you want to take bits and pieces from a lot of different authors, then more power to you. All right. That I don't know. It was just a nice little trusting the universe. Just a nice little reading from Craig Carter. He can be very succinct when he wants to. I don't know if I said that it was CC. It's Craig Carter. So he starts out with God. Always, God is the answer. In divine love and wisdom are the answers to all of our problems. And that's the truth. Whenever we are faced with a problem, the first place we go is God. The first place we go is God. And you learn that always in practitioner treatment. If you have any problem at all, the first place you go is God. The first place you go is the infinite one. Because all of our answers are there. All of our answers are there. And then we have to be willing to accept the guidance. So, and I would say that's your mission. The mission today. No matter what is going on, always go to the divine first. And then be willing to accept the guidance. Because that's hard and fast on that. If you're going to go to the Spirit, then you got to be willing to accept what the Spirit guides you to do. So, I now speak my word for the resolving of the particular problem, challenge, concern, whatever it is that you are working on. I turn my attention to the inner source and receive its guiding action. And that's it. Turn to the source and then be willing to accept the guidance. That's the mission. All right. That's the mission every day. Oh, Lord. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm a little discombobulated and I have a dentist appointment. So I'm just like, all right. Which I was about to suggest the spiritual practice of doing something loving for yourself, doing something kind for yourself, doing something compassionate for yourself. And believe it or not, dentists count. Taking care of your teeth, taking care of your mouth, especially when you consider how close your mouth is to your brain. is definitely a loving, kind, and compassionate thing that you can do, and should do regularly. Don't let me shit on you though, so you know. And that's the amazing thing about love, kindness, and compassion. When we practice it on ourselves, because we are our own best test subjects, we get immediate feedback, and it can look like making a doctor's appointment. It can look like making an eye appointment. It can look like making a dentist appointment and then actually going. It is about self-care. I have never ever said anything other than it is about self-care. It's about a whole lot more than that, but it is about self-care. You cannot pour from an empty cup. If you want to go out and serve the world, that's fantastic. Take care of yourself first. All right. So when you're on the airplane, you put your oxygen mask on, then you help your neighbor. All right. So take care of yourself. And it looks like all of those things that I said, and it looks like taking a breath before you speak. It looks like recognizing when somebody's behavior has gotten to you, and then you are just looking for everything they're doing wrong, and going, you know what? I'm going to take a deep breath, and I'm going to turn my back on this situation because there's nothing I can do about it. That is also self-care, which is why I say take a deep breath before you speak. It is, but it's also about joy. It is also about joy. No matter what is going on in the world, you deserve joy. And so when you practice love, kindness, and compassion on yourself, it is also about making room for joy. It is about recognizing that your life is a special occasion and treating it as such, about eating the good food, about reading the books that you've been putting off. It's about listening to the music, going to the concerts, going to the plays. It's about making room for joy. You know, we only pass this way once. Make the most of it. Make the most of it. So, all right. I don't want to get all maudlin, so I'm going to move on I'm going to encourage you. I'm going to remind you with the spiritual practice of love, kindness, and compassion. You deserve your own love. You deserve your own kindness. You deserve your own compassion. I know I say practice on yourself because I want you to create that habit, that default setting, that first response, so that no matter what happens, you can respond lovingly, kindly, and compassionate to yourself and others. We want to make a world that works for everybody, and that starts right here, right within our own selves. And I want you to create that well-worn path. If our first response is always to go to God, then when we respond to challenges and obstacles and things like that, we are going to respond better because we are going to God, which is the infinite source of love, kindness, and compassion. All right. And then go about doing whatever it is that we are doing. All right. I also encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body, whatever that looks like for you. I encourage you to drink plenty of water. Hydration is super important. Your brain works better when it's hydrated. I do encourage you to get early in your day bright light. It was nice to be in the park. And there was enough cloud cover that I took my sunglasses, but I didn't have to wear them all the time. So I got sun and plenty of light. It's called a circadian rhythm, which starts with a C, by the way. Where you are, it's a hormone, which is stimulated by bright light. So early in your day, bright light resets that hormone balance, resets that circadian rhythm. You'll have more energy during the day. You'll sleep better at night. So, all right, moving forward. Yes. Into the words of Ernest Holmes, open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to remind you that you do live in heaven right here, right now. It's all around us all the time. Okay, because it's a state of mind. Once we learn that it is a state of mind, once we learn that it's a state of consciousness, once we learn that we can create it for ourselves, it is straight up a superpower, but each and every one of us come pre-installed with it. It's like we come pre-installed with the Christ consciousness. Well, that Christ consciousness is what teaches us that heaven is a state of mind. And when heaven is a state of mind, it ceases to be a place and can become any place. That's what I mean about it being a superpower. It's also a state of grace. Once you learn to create it for yourself, one, nobody can take it away from you. And two, you can create it anywhere you are. All right. That is worth doing the work for. Absolutely. Absolutely. It doesn't mean that we won't have bumps in the road. It doesn't mean we won't occasionally have hard times. But it means that when we are in the midst of a mess, we can look at the other side and say, I can get through this. I can do this. I am going to go to the source of my own being. I am going to go to my divine source, and I am going to accept that guidance, and I am going to move forward. A world that works with everybody, for everybody, starts here. And that's when we remember that we are examples. You know, we're not proselytizers. We don't go out and tell people they're wrong. We don't go out and tell the people that there's a better way. We just go out and we live our lives. And when people go, hey, what do you know that I don't know? Let me show you. Your answers are within you, because the source of your own being is within you. You have always access to the divine, because it's what you're made from. All right, beloveds. And you can always take Emma's advice. Look for the good and praise it. All right, moving forward. Yes. Okay. And as always, if you want to get into that heavenly state of mind, look for the good and praise it. Emma has the best advice. Look for the good and praise it. That's why she was called the teacher of teachers. And one of her last students was Ernest Holmes. Okay, moving forward. I think I'm at the part where I remind you we are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark on the social medias that we are on. I am the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. I encourage you, if you want to know what's going on with the center, email info@creativelife.org. That'll get you on the constant contact. We have a new feature on our website where when you click on the Sunday Talks on the website, which is creativelife.org, by the way, it'll take you right to right to our YouTube channel with all of that content. We've got plenty on there. So, yeah, please check it out. In the constant contact, if it says click here now, that will take you either right to the information, like the YouTube channel, or it will take you to the person that can help you get the information. Okay. Moving on, I will, I'm at the part where I get to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonder-filled day, an amazing day, a spring day. The trees are just all over the place. So a spring day, a good day, a take care of yourself day, a, hey, make that appointment day. I know Saturday's kind of a hard day to make appointments, but, my dentist works on Saturday, so a good day, and if that is too much pressure, simply have a day, because you are enough just as you are. You are a beloved child of God in whom God is well pleased and well represented, always. It's a state of grace, people. It's a state of grace. If God is love, then all God does is love. You are loved. Okay? All right. I'm going to move into the process of my day. I'm going to remind you, Reverend David should be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. And then we'll have an amazing service for you, because tomorrow will be Sunday. So take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.